Welcome back to Market Pros. Alright, so here we got Bitcoin on the 4 hour on Bybit. As you can see, making higher highs, higher lows. If this is a confirmed low, looks like we could go a little bit lower, possibly down even to this bottom of this range. So we did make a higher high and we could make a higher low, but we're still operating in this range. I mean, you had a little bit of a trap right here, thinking you're going to break out, but you were being held down. You did get held down by the 50. So let's see where your momentum's at. You did break out of the bearish control zone. Looks like, see, and this was the trap thing. It looked like you were going to get in the bullish control zone as you worked your way up, but that did not happen. So now we're back down to the top of the bearish control zone. Looks like we are below the signal line. I mean, we're right on this last low on the RSI. Looks like we're either going to bounce off the bearish control zone or enter it. Now, if we enter it and come back down to the bottom of this range, the probability of us breaking it is going to increase. As you can see, your MACD front ran the zero line, or we're going to come back down and get a retest and resumption. If we get a retest and resumption, and this RSI gets back above this neutral median line, that's going to look better for the bulls. Your vol is going sideways right now. We are in the upper zone of the BBWP, but it looks like it is coming back down. Let's move on down to the 1 hour. So yeah, sideways range. RSI is in the bearish control zone, which makes me think we could go a little bit lower, possibly down to the bottom of the range. We could go sideways for another day or two, and then come back to it. But basically, you want to watch these ranges. You are going to have high resistance at this 200. As you can see, we did get rejected off the 200, came out of it a little bit. See, this is what I'm saying. Kind of had a little bit of a trap. And see, as I was saying yesterday, these moving averages will trap you in a sideways range. So what we want to see is either a break at the bottom or a break at the top, and all these moving averages fan out. That's either going to lead us up to 32.5 or 35K if we can break the top of this range. I would expect a minor rejection or a reversal from the 32.5 region. That's going to be high resistance. On your MACD, fresh cross of the zero line, your negative momentum is printing a dark red bar at the moment. So, and your vol seems to be heading sideways, but you're still in the upper region. So like I said, I think you could go sideways for a little longer. But if we come back down to the bottom of this range, the probability of us breaking it is probably about 60%. So a little more than half, in my opinion. So yeah, validation of the upside would be to break the top of this range. Once again, I do think we would come up to 32.5. Now, whether we break that and go to 35K is another story. Once again, I don't think we're going above 35K. I could be wrong here, but I don't think the downside is over yet. I do think we make a new low. That is, in my opinion, not financial advice. And if we break the bottom of the range, I think we come back down to, actually, if we break the bottom of this range at 28K, I think we go to 22. I've changed my outlook on the 24 region. I do think we would go to 22. I would expect a bounce at 24, but ultimately I think we would go down to 22. Let's move on to Ethereum. As you can see, we're pretty down for the day. I mean, you got Ethereum's down almost 7%. Bitcoin's down almost 6%. Solana is down almost 9%. So here on Ethereum on Coinbase, let's go to the 4 hour. You're also going sideways. You front ran the 50. So if we do pop up and we do break this last low, I do think we would come to the purple region, possibly get a wick up, maybe get rejected by the 50, come back down to the top of the range at 21.20, and then see where we're at from there. You could get a bull trap up to here and then crack back down back into this range. We are riding the top of the, well, actually, no, we have entered the bearish control zone and got a retest of the signal line and resumption down. On your MACD, still below the zero line, positive momentum is decreasing. Your MACD is curling over, so whether we get a retest or a cross is going to say a lot. Your vol is going sideways. You are in the upper region of the BBWP. So basically we got our range, just like Bitcoin. But I would wait for this bottom right here at 1900, the 1900 region, to dictate whether we break lower or not. If we do break that region, I do think we make new lows. I think we backfill this wick, and I think we go down to 1700 or 1500. So I would expect a bounce at 1700, but if we break 1900, I think we go to 15. That's going to coincide with Bitcoin also breaking 28K. Right now, it looks like we could be going lower. Let's go to the 1 hour. So it's starting to look like we're going to come back down to the bottom of these ranges. It's very volatile right now. Even though we're going sideways, I mean, once we break the range from the bottom or the top, I think it's going to initiate a big move. On your RSI, once again, dipped into the bearish control zone, came back up for a retest far below the signal line. So resumption down. MACD's pretty much, okay, so we came above that zero line, kind of trapped everybody. Fresh cross to the downside, fresh cross to the zero line. Negative momentum is increasing. Like I said, it looks like we're coming back down to the bottom of these ranges. The vol is heading up, so your volatility is going to start picking up. Let's see here. We are actually on the 2 hour. We're going to go to the 1 hour. All right, so you are in the bearish control zone, which means your negative momentum is picking up. So if we break this last low at 2000, if we break that, I think we come back down to the bottom of the range. Break the bottom of the range at 19, come down to 17. But honestly, I think we would work our way down to 15 if we do break the bottom of this range. It's starting to look bad. Fresh cross of the zero line on your MACD. Your vol is contracting a little bit. Sorry, that's my son in the background. Your vol is contracting a little bit. Your BBWP looks like it's heading back down to the lower zone. We still could go sideways. So either I'm thinking sideways, we come up to the top of the range. I'm not sure if we would break it yet. I think we might come up to maybe the 200, get rejection from there, continue to go sideways. So I'm either thinking sideways or we break the bottom of this range. That's my thought. But I could always be wrong, and we could come up to 32.5 on Bitcoin and break the top of this range, initiate that move to 32.5, bring Ethereum up to 2300 region, 2300 region. Let's move on to Solana. Here on Solana, it's looking a little better. Higher highs, higher lows. Looks like we're finding support on these last highs, resistance levels, turn support. Now, if we break this, I think we come back down to 47 region. If we do break this little range that we're in right now, like from 55 to 53, if we break the top, I think we come up to 58, possibly get a wick up to this purple zone at 61 region. If we break the bottom, I think we would get a small bounce at the POC point of control on the VPVR and the 100 SMA on the 1 hour. So we are riding the bearish control zone. Wouldn't take much to dip this in there. If we do dip in there, I think that's when we come back down to the 4650 region. Your MACD riding that zero line. If you get across as we enter if you get across to the zero line as we enter the bearish control zone, not going to look too good. It's going to start looking like we could break the bottom of these ranges and possibly break. I would expect major support at 4650. As you see, we kind of dropped down below it, trapped everybody, made everybody think we're going back down to 34, but we did not. Kind of faked everybody out, came back up, tested the 200, and resumption down. Vol is heading sideways. As you see, your BBWP is in the lower zone. So basically, validation level, if we do break this purple zone, I think we come all the way up to this purple zone at about $75. If we break the bottom of this 46.50 region, I think we come back down to 33. So if you guys are liking this video so far, like and subscribe to the channel. And those are my thoughts. Everyone have a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, and I will see you in the next one.